in Chicago. It's a windy city. It's actually not that bad at the moment. It is damn cold though. I've got a 6-hour layover here while I wait for the Amtrak to take me on my next stage of the journey, which is to Seattle in Washington. You've already missed Washington DC itself. I didn't have time to whip my camera out and take any shots at that point. But I could have happily spent 6 hours in Washington DC. There was an awful lot of stuff that was going on there, a lot of interesting buildings. I almost made a dash for the Lincoln Memorial, but I thought if I don't catch my train, I'm fucked. So, 6 hours in Chicago, what am I going to do? Well, I've been looking around, doesn't seem to be much about, plus it's Sunday, so I'm already in trouble. But I have chosen this bridge as a backdrop because it looks a bit like the one out of The Untouchables, where Sean Connery met Kevin Costner for the first time. In fact, let's say it is the bridge. This is the exact bridge where that scene happened. I've sorted out and I found it. Chicago, and I thought I'd be quite happy to spend a bit of time here because big fan of Chicago Bears when I was growing up, and also I've got a Chicago Bulls tattoo. Figure that one out. But I must admit, I'm not entirely sure what to do. The skyline's very similar to New York, but there's a lot of low-hanging fog over the entire city. So it's quite atmospheric actually, and I can see why they do use it to stand in for New York in a lot of movies, because it is very similar, except that there's nothing to do. Yes, it's another bridge, but this one's a subway bridge. As mentioned, Chicago stands in for New York in a lot of movies, including this stretch, which you might recognise from Spider-Man 2. It's where he fought Dr. Octopus on the above ground subway. Now, if I recall correctly, and I think I do, when they were shooting Spider-Man 2, they actually shot all of it on the subway first. So they knew they had to add it to the film, find an excuse to have a fight on the subway train. And I was just thinking, imagine how gutted they'd be if they'd got to the end of the production and then realised that they hadn't added an excuse for a fight on the subway. You know, they're there in the edit suite, editing everywhere else, and they go, oh, you know what we forgot? You know that whole subway fight we filmed? There's no way of actually adding that into the film. Luckily, they've probably got professionals who just keep an eye on that kind of thing.